Hey guys, so before we start up our normal daily podcast, I would just like to quickly recognize this amazing show for 7 years, guys. Wow. It has been a very amazing journey, and I cannot wait to see what more this show brings. It has just been so inspiring to every single person who is either a fan or involved with the show. It has been just an amazing journey, and I cannot wait to see more. Alright, guys, back to your normal scheduled daily Pony Talk podcast. Hope you enjoy.
Everything changes.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Pony Talk Podcast, episode 22 of Friendship is Magic, season 7. And as always, guys, I am your host, Dashy101. Hello, everybody. And today...
Dashy202, my bad.
Very funny.
Classic comedy.
Yeah, literally. Well... You just brought up one of my older videos that I did. I'll talk to you about that later. But anyway, guys, I am here joined by Inconspicuous Brony. Say hello to every pony.
How's it going, every pony? Inconspicuous Brony number 28,565 here.
And as my friend says, how's she going?
Every time.
How's she going? And then he says his name.
Every time.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, hear it, because I can't see you now. Anyway, guys, as I said before, episode 22, we have Friendship is Magic, Once Upon a Zeppelin. Alrighty, so, this is...
the title is actually a reference to Led Zeppelin, because of the spelling.
Yeah. Well, I think that's how they, just spell Zeppelins in particular. Cause
there's an E that isn't in there.
I don't know.
But, you know.
They do their weird...
Let's talk semantics later. On to the episode.
Alrighty. So, as this is a repeat of a royal problem, as it's saying on here, which I can see where this is going, we have the start of it. So, as always, the episode begins, yay, at the Castle of Friendship, which this is where Twilight is filling out her papers, doing her royal princess duties.
No princess duties. I was going to say that.
Well, you did, but just at the same time. Oh my god, I just snorted. Oh my god.
I heard that. Excited horse noises! Excited horse noises!
That's not gonna be the first embarrassing thing that I've done on a podcast, so let's just make that clear right now. We have Twilight doing these stacks of paperwork again, doing her royal princess duties, as Inconspicuous has said. And, she's doing this when, she ends up breaking one of her quills, I believe, and this is where Spike came in and said, Twilight, you got like a letter or something. I guess your family won a free vacation on Zeppelin. And
vacations are always a scam, let's be honest.
Yeah, which we find out here in this episode. And Twilight reads the letter very happy and excited, but she realizes, Spike, I can't do it. I got too many princess duties to attend to, so I'm gonna have to say something saying, no, I can't do it. And this is where Spike steps in, trying to be the greatest dragon ever, which, I mean, to us, Spike is the greatest dragon. No,
I don't know about that one. Kind of got overthrown on that one.
Well, you know what?
Actually, the very dragon he handed the... Actually...
I feel Spike is the best dragon here in this case. He may be cute and small, but you know what? He's filled with a bunch of humor, and he's just amazing in particular.
Spike is a lighter.
Yeah, Spike is literally a lighter. Anyway, Spike says that he can take care of Twilight's princess duties, and Twilight insists, no, Spike, you're not going to be able to do this. It's too much work. And Spike has no choice but to push Twilight out the door, saying, adios, amigo, enjoy your vacation. Just come on, do it. Just trust me, give one shot. When are you going to be able to do a vacation?
You only got one shot. Alright, no, I'm not gonna start quoting that song, sorry.
You're just filled with it today, aren't you? Yeah. Well, that's alright. Humor is always a good thing. I mean, the element of laughter, hey, yo.
The element of loyalty here.
Yeah. Well, most of us in this chat are the element of loyalty. I think everyone has a lot of loyalty in them most of the time, so that's always a good thing to have. Loyalty is best element, and no further questions needed. So, Spike says, alright, Twilight, just go, take a vacation, and this is where Twilight rethinks herself and says, you know what, Spike, you're right. I'm gonna go on this vacation, and it's going to be the best. So, she goes to Canterlot, and she sees Shining Armor, her brother, Cadence, and her mom and dad, which, I think Twilight Velvet is, Twilight's mom's name, and I forget her dad's name.
No one knows the dad's name, you just don't know Twilight Velvet.
Yeah, Mr. Velvet, I don't know.
Because, Twilight Velvet is voiced by Tara, who voices Twilight, and...
Yeah.
It is voiced by whoever voices Shining Armor.
And we can't forget about, Princess Flurry Heart. That's a new princess. Yay. But anyway,
Maybe, oh boy.
I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. Generation 5 confirmed.
Oh no, D5 is gonna be the ruler! We're all doomed!
It's the end of the world as we know it.
As we know it.
We're having too much fun with this.
Not too much fun.
Stop.
Some fourth wall breaking.
Yeah, well, we already have Pinkie Pie to do that, so...
Pinkie Pie and Deadpool.
Yeah, literally. Thanks, Death Battle! Alright. So, Flurry Heart 2, as I mentioned, and they aboard the Zeppelin, which we hear a very familiar voice come on the PA of the Zeppelin, which...
My name is Iron Will!
Yeah, Iron Will, guys. That's pretty recognizable, so... I get very excited at this point, and so does Inconspicuous, because he's like, oh, Iron Will! We haven't seen him in, like, forever. Ever since Fluttershy.
Best episode for me. It was amazing.
Ever since,
I had to rewatch the episode and then say every single one of his lines in his voice, and it was great. I've been able to use that voice in, like, 5 seasons.
Ever since Fluttershy's, to be more aggressive, episode. Which
putting her down.
Yeah, that was still a really good episode.
Smoother than I thought it would. I swear I would have messed up episodes.
Yeah. Anyway, they board the Zeppelin, and as we said, through the PA system, which is Iron Will, and this is where Twilight's parents say, "Oh yes, we won this vacation and stuff, and what better way to spend it but yet up in the air?" And then this is where I think Cadence kind of talks a little bit funniness about Shining Armor, saying, "Ooh, Shining, don't you get air sick or something like that?" And
get air sick. Oh, that'd be the worst thing if you were a Pegasus.
Oh yeah.
A Pegasus get air sick. Maybe that's why Fluttershy doesn't fly very much.
Maybe, I don't know. I've heard of seasickness, but air sickness? What?
It makes sense if you have things in your world that can fly.
Airplanes. But
Yeah.
that's all I can.
I mean, air sickness. Yeah, I've heard of that.
I've never really heard about it, so that was kind of a newer thing to me. But I get where they're coming from. But anyway, this is where Twilight kind of raises suspicions, and this is where they go to their cabin, which Twilight has, which I'm surprised, like, No Pony said, Twilight, was that really necessary? Did you have to make a giant chart? But then again,
Of course she's being confidential. Who do you think you're talking about here?
I know, exactly, but, I kind of figured that, like, when she opened it up, and I was like, oh yeah, it's Twilight's parents and stuff, of course they're going to be like that, duh. And, Shining and Princess Cadence already know she's like that, so duh. But yeah, pulls out a giant chart of all the activities that are on this vessel, and every pony seems excited. Twilight explains, ooh, Cadence, would be a perfect place for a little Flurry Heart. You can take her to this little daycare. Dad, I know you love bingo, so here it is, and yeah.
It's so fitting that he loves bingo.
Yeah, it is
It's just fitting.
It's very fitting. Yeah, so, after that is, this is where, they pass over Niagara Falls, huh? E-slapper!
Niagara Falls.
Yeah,
Fucker.
that's a big knee slapper. And then this is where Twilight mentions about the northern stars. When it gets later out, the Zeppelin will actually pass by that, and they'll go see that, so that'll be very exciting. Anyway, Shining gets aboard, outside again, and this is where he's starting to, get a little bit sick, runs to the...
So what do we do? Oh, how do you get sick?
Yeah, let's run all the way to the bow of the vessel and show her.
Friends, I'm flying, Jack.
Yeah,
Flying.
literally. You know.
As long as the plane didn't go down.
Yeah. There were 2 episodes that were played as a Titanic scene. That one where Rarity was wearing that one dress that looked exactly like Rose's from
Yes.
yeah, the beginning of Titanic.
Oh, I know exactly what episode you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, but that was really funny. They've added a lot of shows with that. I mean, Pinkie Pie when she said time travel, Marty McFly, and then Discord ends up as Doc Brown to finish off the joke there a bit. That was just too amazing. My 2 favorite movies too, Titanic and Back to the Future, right there. And basically, I've already seen the movie, the My Little Pony movie. That's up there too. I really enjoyed that movie. But we aren't going to talk about that. That's for a whole different podcast when we're all bunched together. So yes, that's going to be really exciting. Anyway. As the Zeppelin passes over several equestrian locations, this is where, the mysterious man...
Equestrian locations, actually.
Yeah. Which are quoted by Princess Twilight, going through the PA system, which we know who is Iron Will, explains, incorrect information to the passengers, and this starts to get and pull Twilight's...
I don't know if it's incorrect information, just information that's not the most significant thing from there.
Yeah, but he made it to where it was like, no, where did you get this research from? What the heck?
Right.
But, of course, you're talking about Twilight here, so she's gonna freak out about every little thing. But it's alright. Twilight is kind of frustrated that this person over the intercom is talking about things that, I guess to her standards, really doesn't know. So this is where people on the vessel kind of like are like, ooh, Princess Twilight, I want a picture, and they start geeking and fanning out and yeah, all this other crazy stuff. And I think this is where Twilight kind of goes back to seeing how the family's doing and stuff. How's Bingo going? How's Cadence doing? And then the PA system comes back on again, and this is where Iron Will's back on and says another piece of information that is wrong, and this is where Twilight had enough. So what does she do? She goes up to the bridge of the vessel, and looky, who it is? It is Iron Will himself. Do you want to do that voice or whatever you want?
My name is Iron Will.
Mm-hmm. And then this is where Twilight is like, "You, what are you doing here? I thought you had to tell ponies to be more aggressive and all that." And then
More assertive.
or more assertive. That's the word.
Aggressive. I guess he was making them aggressive, so that can pass.
Yeah, that can pass because look at what Fluttershy turned into that episode. Anyway, yeah, be more assertive, and this is where Iron Will said, "Oh, I gave up that job and it wasn't doing good, so I became captain instead of the Zeppelin." So, yeah, and this is where I think him and Twilight start talking about different stuff, saying, saying all this stuff, but it's not true, and this is just so wrong. And this is where I think Iron Will kind of like gets a little frustrated with Twilight, but says, "Oh, if you make a deal with me and stuff like that, then we'll keep that stuff, to ourselves and won't announce it." And I guess Twilight kind of goes with it a little bit. But yeah, so back to the cabin. Twilight is over and still a little bit frustrated that this happened, and now kind of tells everybody, how's everything going? Was Bingo fun? Flurry Heart, how's she doing? Stuff like that. And I like it. It's fine. And then I think this is where Twilight mentions the air sickness. Whoa, sorry about that. And Shining was about to do it again, but caught himself. And yeah, so this is where I think one pony knocks on Twilight's cabin, or oh no, they're announced through the PA to come on deck because they were going to do an activity. It was a thing about the princess. I forget. Oh, I think it was like princess trivia or something, right? Is there inconspicuous? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I'm just
letting you explain some exposition.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I think this is where Iron Will does some like princess trivia, and oh no, he does a raffle. And Twilight's like, "Oh yes, let's do this raffle. It should be a lot of fun." Well, little does she know, the person that wins the raffle kind of spends the whole day with her. So yeah, but little does she know, she doesn't know anything about this. Iron Will just slapped that out there. And so one lucky pony gets picked, and that is Star Tracker. And he has a little Twilight necklace on him, little Twilight kitty mark necklace. Yet again, I have a Rainbow Dash necklace, so there's that. And he gets to be a honorable member of Twilight's family, and of course he's like geeking out and stuff. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna have so much fun," and Twilight's like, "Wait, this wasn't in the plan," and kind of looks at Iron Will and says, "I don't know, you agreed to do these activities, and Twilight is not happy at all.
No, I didn't.
Twilight was not happy. after this raffle. So, through all, Twilight wasn't gonna let this.
Find friends.
Yeah, Twilight wasn't going to let all this crazy stuff get in her way. She was going to enjoy her vacation, and she went to different activities. She went to her father's bingo, and so did the honorable guest, Star Tracker, was coming too. And they did that, but Twilight wasn't really into that, and she was kind of getting frustrated a little bit more. She went to go see Cadence, check on Flurry, at the daycare. Cadence kind of like is a little bit worried about Twilight at this point. It says, "Are you sure you didn't bite off more than you could chew?" And Twilight's like, "What? What are you talking about?" "No, I'm having a great time." And Cadence obviously knows that Twilight's stressing. So yeah, and then this is where let's see. I just lost track. Yeah, Twilight was going to see this northern star, because this would be the icing on top of the cake and stuff, because she says everything's not going to be ruined. These little things that Iron Will is making me do, it ain't gonna work. And yeah, but he pulls out, I think this is where he says he wants ponies to get autographs signed by the princess, because this is and this is where he mentions
That's a weird noise.
the Royal Princess Crew. What noise? I didn't make any noise.
No, the noise came up on my end. I'm not sure what it was.
I don't know. Technology for you. Seriously, these days. But yeah, Twilight is kind of like a little bit just kind of a little bit upset about this. And then this is where I think before she actually does the signing, she sees her mom. She wanted to actually hang out with her mom, and this is where they were going to do the barrel riding down the Niagara Falls thing, one of the activities that they planned on doing. And Twilight wanted to get a spot with her mom. Of course, she missed it, and she was really upset about that. So that's when she got into that one situation with Iron Will saying, "Hey, ponies want autographs, fulfill their needs." So Twilight was like, "Alright, let's just get this thing done." Hours pass on the cruise, and finally she gets to the last pony, which is Star Tracker, and says, "Sorry, I was waiting here a while." And she's like, "Seriously, you're waiting all that time?" He's like, "Yeah, it's kind of a thing that I wanted to do." And Twilight's like, whatever. She signs it, and then she's like, "Oh no." She's like, "I hope I didn't miss it yet." And Twilight trots off running to go
Galloping,
catch
I
her.
guess, if you will.
Yeah, galloping, running, whatever you want to call it. But she's speed galloping, and runs all the way up to the front of the Zeppelin. And this is where her mom, her dad, Princess Cadence, Shining, and Flurry Heart are, and to see the Northern Star. And guess what? She misses it right at the last second. So after that happens, this completely destroys Twilight. She starts crying because she's frustrated that she actually missed the one thing she really wanted to see, and she missed that opportunity. And the worst of all, she didn't see it with her family. So she was just really upset, crying. And this is where Twilight starts taking everything out on every pony, saying, "You know what? If I didn't have to do these stupid activities and stuff, I could have been here with my family doing this stuff. But no, a relaxing vacation, yeah, right." and she kind of goes a little too far. And this is where, of course,
maybe just a little bit.
yeah, she explodes in anger, and this is where Star Tracker kind of gets a hold of that, and Twilight kind of goes off on him, and now he's disappointed at what Twilight said, which of course Twilight did not mean to say that.
Right.
But it came out that way, and I've known many times that I've said stuff that I don't mean to.
We all have.
Yeah, so that happens, and Twilight now feels horrible, and she is sitting down, looking down on everything, just saying, you know, this cruise has been horrible. Iron Will's been making me do all these things, and I didn't even get to enjoy anything with my family. And this is where Cadence kind of talks about a little bit of stuff, saying, hey, you know, you could have kind of just said, like, no, and you could have just kind of joined us, you know, instead of making this harder for yourself. Twilight said, yeah, but I wanted to not disappoint every pony, because, you know, they look up to me as someone huge, you know. And this is where Cadence kind of says, you know, there's more to being a princess than taking royal opportunities from other ponies, you know. If you need to put your hoof down and say, no, I don't want to do that, then say it. It's better to not just kind of be a pushover, kind of referring to putting your hoof down, and just kind of letting everyone trample over you. So Twilight, as she's upset, she kind of heads back, but little does she know, her family kind of has something planned for her. They are in star costumes, and this is where they do like a little skit for Twilight after she missed the Northern Star. And Twilight's like, you did this all for me? And she said, yeah, you know, you've been doing everything for every pony else. Why not do something for you? You know, you have a lot of opportunities and stuff, you know, and we just want to say thank you. And this is where Twilight is all lovey-dovey until she realizes, oh boy, now I got something else to do. And so she heads back to her cabin, where this is where Star Tracker is, and Star Tracker is upset at her and scared, and she comes in, and this is where Star Tracker says, I think I'm gonna have to go. And Twilight's like, no, you can stay. She's like, it was wrong of me to do that to you. I shouldn't have yelled at you just because, you know, I wasn't getting my needs fulfilled and stuff, you know. I should have been more assertive, more kind of actually saying, no, I want to spend time with my family, and, you know, it was wrong for me, I apologize. And this is where she says, do you forgive me, Star Tracker? And
Get the apology state of the episode, and of course you're gonna get forgiveness.
yeah, so of course she gives forgiveness, and gets it, receives it, whatever you want to say. And that happens, so now everything is back to normal, well, basically, until this is where Iron Will kind of does more demands, and then I think this is where Twilight says, no, I'm not doing that anymore, and she gets mad at Iron Will, and this is where Iron Will actually abandons ship, jumps off, and yeah, we see a very interesting parachute with him on it, with a bunch of money and all that, because all the ponies see that they question him, saying, hey, I thought this was the Princess Royal Cruise. And this is where Iron Will's like, I gotta go. And runs off the boat, and yeah, parachutes down, and Twilight's like, well, wasn't expecting that. And this leaves
How
me.
did it land?
Yes, not even that. Who is controlling the ship when that happened? Like, was Twilight doing that, or was some pony
No, it's
else?
the goats. It's the goats.
Yeah, it probably was the goats, you know.
Goons.
Just because. But yeah, so this is where.
But if y'all are wondering about that noise that may or may not have appeared, I just kind of dropped my phone off the desk.
Oh, well, there you go. Excuse me. So, yeah, that mystery is still going to be questioned.
That does set him up to return, though.
And this is where Twilight says, what do you think we should do something off schedule? And this is where her family goes into shock mode. Twilight said something that you would not hear Twilight say. And she
Twilight
said,
just admitted
let's do something
that
off
she
the
shouldn't
schedule.
go by the schedule.
Those
What a
exact
scam.
words.
It's a changeling. Get out of here.
I know,
Kill it.
it's crazy. But anyway, the family seems satisfied and they go do that. So, they have fun, do all that, and of course, they head back to Canterlot and land. And they have a good time, laugh about it. And there's an episode right there. Woo! Alrighty. So,
That's an episode and a half.
episode and a half if you want to say.
Iron Will and Twilight is
Yeah.
no longer as much of a nerd, but still is a very big nerd.
Twilight's always going to be a nerd. What are you talking about?
Egghead, my apologies.
That reference isn't even used anymore. She's not even called that anymore, Egghead, because because Rainbow Dash realizes books are actually cool. Huh? Never thought so. Thanks Twilight for giving Rainbow Dash Daring Do. So, episode guys. My personal thoughts, really good to see Iron Will as Inconspicuous has mentioned millions and millions of times. So, yeah. And,
Millions, but definitely in the thousands.
we seen one of Twilight's bad sides. It was good seeing Flurry Heart, Cadence, Shining Armor, and of course Twilight's parents. That was another two characters I was really happy to see. We got to experience a little bit of Twilight's parents.
I need to give myself a checkmark plushie.
Oh yeah. Yep.
If you know what I'm referencing, then
Yeah, I know.
kudos to you. I will give you a cookie.
Yay! Yeah. So, I think that episode was actually pretty good. It had its moments. It definitely did. It again, Iron Will, amazing to see him, of course, and I'm hoping to see other episodes with him involved. Maybe
He got away, which means we will get to see him again eventually.
we'll see him again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some Sunday.
I thought you were just gonna start singing "See You Again."
No. But
I'm gonna see you again.
stop.
I'm gonna see you again. Alright, I'll stop. Waterworks.
But I was satisfied with this episode. I give it a 7 out of 10. How about that? 7 out of 10. What about you?
I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10 just because Iron Will.
Oh, okay. But guys, we want to hear from you. What did you think about Once Upon a Zeppelin? Did you like it? Did you love it? Was it nice to see Iron Will? Of course you guys are going to say yes. Leave it down below in the description. Or not in the description, the comments. Oh, sorry. Inconspicuous Brody, thank you so much for joining us in this podcast. Yeah, I it's always amazing to have you on the podcast, as well as every pony else that I see on here. So thank you so much for that. But guys, that's an episode right there, or a podcast, I should say. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you want to join Pony Talk, please let me know down in the let me know in the comments below. Oh my God, I can't
Go
think
to the
today.
description again.
Yeah, I swear. Guys, don't blame me because
It's late. Leave us alone.
Yeah, and not only that, we are doing this on a Wednesday. It's recorded, and on top of that, me and Inconspicuous had to take a PSAT test. So cut us some slack, please. Woo, all right.
And I guess if you want to, you could subscribe. That could be cool. I guess.
Absolutely. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Which I would say, please like, share, favorite, and again, don't forget to subscribe, guys. And as always, we will see you in the next Poly Talk podcast, guys. Peace out. Bye.